Music is one of the most important things in my life. As a kid, I started playing the guitar at a very young age, and they were not very good guitars. When I started practicing and getting better, I was able to buy more high-quality instruments because I showed my parents that it was something serious in my life. After receiving that high-quality instrument, it pushed my level of musicianship up a whole other notch. I started this company about 7 to 10 years ago in New York. I was working at a shop in Brooklyn called Retrofret, doing acoustic guitar repairs and mandolins and banjos. We did all sorts of vintage instruments. And I had all these machines there, so I decided to build myself an instrument and learn the craft of instrument making because I shared the shop with a lute maker who knew how to build anything with any tool. And it was a great experience because I got to take all these vintage guitars and study them and measure them. When I first started up here in Burlington, I was doing everything by hand. I had a manufacturer rough cut some necks for me on a CNC, but I knew deep down long term I wanted to own a CNC machine so I could do it by myself. So one of the jobs we're doing on the CNC is rough carving the neck blanks. We used to take the shape and use spoke shaves and draw knives to get the rough shape and then hand shape them using rasps and chisels and gouges. Now we have the ability to put necks on the machine, rough cut them to any scale length we need to about 80% of the way there. And then we know it's precise. We don't have to measure it twice. We know it comes off the machine where we can just put the fretboard on and carve it to the fretboard, and it's perfect. So it's more efficient for a one-man or a two-man shop because you can be doing a lot more things at once. Another thing that has given us the ability to do is work for other instrument makers. You know, if they need some parts done, they can hire us to make them for them. And it's giving us a lot more work and experience using the tool. A banjo player approached me and asked me if I could morph a banjo and a Telecaster together because he wanted a solid body electric banjo. With a little playing on the design program and thinking of ways we can make it happen, I was able to figure out how to do it. One of the things he wanted on his banjo was his name inlaid on the fingerboard. His name is Patrick, but he goes by Pappy. And he wanted a wolf cut out and a moon. To do all this work by hand would take, you know, hours and hours of work and would make me have to sit down and just think of that. Now I'm able to get on the machine and program the bits and pieces I need for it to cut out, where I can have this fingerboard inlaid, you know, within a few hours. And while it's doing that, I can be focusing on making the body for him, or, you know, routing out the pickups or getting the wood ready for the neck. I'm at the ability now in my production of guitars that I feel like I'm making these high-level instruments with help from the ShopBot Buddy and desktop machines. I know that the frets come out perfectly. I know that the inlays come out perfectly. I know that the necks will come out perfectly. The bridges, everything that matters in an instrument comes out exactly how I need. So it will play in tune and sound the way I want it.